Hey guys, what's up? GreenMachineSam back with another video, and today we have another roster update guide for Madden 23 on the PS5. Of course, I'm going to go over a couple things and we'll get into things. This is for PS5. Sorry for any PS4 users or Xbox users. I know It's Vic does a nice job on Xbox. I don't know of anybody else because I can't look through the rosters, so I'm only seeing videos. It seems like people enjoy his rosters, so go ahead and check him out. But this is my PS5 roster. Couple more things. Yes, you are going to have to re-download it, and yes, you do have to load it to get it to work. Some people kind of get confused on that part. They're like, wait, but I downloaded it. Yeah, but you also have to load the roster again. So, go over to the roster section, and you should be able to find it relatively quickly. I don't think it's been updated since 5 a.m. this morning. It is now 10 a.m. Took a little nap, and then I just haven't been feeling the greatest, so just not a fun morning for me. But we are on the top page now. We are one of the more up-to-date rosters. So, there you go. Especially for at least rosters that are located, supposed to be age specific. So, that's good. But if you scroll down, you're going to find my rosters eventually. All three are the same. None of them really matter which one you download. If you want to download the most downloaded just to continue moving that one up, that's fine. Any of the three will work. All of them are the same. I know this one has a little bit different of a description, but I think that will be fine. And then, of course, you guys are going to want to load the roster, and I'm going to have to load it because I just loaded Madden back up. So, there's that. Then you guys can head into a new franchise. You guys can head into a Play Now game. You guys can head into the Edit Roster section. And here is the bad thing. I was only able to get to pick 208 with the Create a Player feature. So if you go to the Jaguars, the last player was Eric Hallett out of Pittsburgh. He was the last guy I was able to make. I made the guy on the Giants, Trey Hawkins, and he didn't show up. And so I was like, okay, I must have hit the player limit. And I did. I kept testing it. I tried a workaround that worked a couple years ago. I tried another workaround. I tried workarounds that didn't even have anything to do with Create a Player, and just none of them worked. So, here's my plan. You may be saying, well, I see a couple guys that are on the roster that aren't 6th-round picks. Max Duggan, for example. The punter for the Bengals, because he might be competing for the job. Brad Robbins, who, if you look at his photo on, Google, he looks like he's 36. So, I'm just going to be real with you. Ethan Evans, the guy from Wingate who's supposed to come in and compete with Ryan Winslow. Just a couple different guys. Deuce Vaughn, I think, on the Cowboys I got done. The two Bears 7th rounders, which are Travis Bell, who I need a decrease in overall. He's supposed to be a 64, but since I was getting his contract done, he's a higher overall. As well as Kendall Williamson. Both those guys I need a drop down. Yeah, because his awareness is supposed to be at 59. So that's why he's a little bit higher currently at the moment. Plan as of right now will be getting any big names or guys that are expected to make the 53-man roster / impact players done. Because if you go ahead and look at all, I don't have any 20-year-olds I can edit over. I don't have any. So I have a couple of 21-year-olds, but most of them I'm not going to be able to edit over as well. And you may say, well, some of these guys don't matter. They're such low overalls. Yes, but they're currently on a team. I don't want to do anybody that is currently on a team. Which brings me to my next point. So yeah. Create a player I'm tapped out on. I'm going to try to get any big names done that I can. I got most of the big names done, in my opinion. I basically went through the entire free agency class and typed their name into three different sites: Wiki, Over the Cap, and Sports Track, to see if they had a current contract. And I found some players that did. Some wide receivers, a couple running backs, a couple O-linemen, stuff like that. So a lot of these guys have been moved back to their teams. One guy that did still have a contract, but I'm not 100% sure, is Zadarius Smith. Now, I've had him released since he said he wanted out of Minnesota a month or two ago. So if you guys want to add him back, that's perfectly fine, but he is there. But I did end up signing some guys back to rosters that they are supposed to be on. So it's even more up to date. So yes, as I do not have all of the 7th round rookies done, I do have most of the 6th round rookies done, and I have over 208 rookies currently on my roster. Probably a little bit more if you count the guys that I created over, which I think the roster is pretty good. Order depth chart, somebody did ask about this. I did not go in and like personally move stuff, but I did just reorder everything. So best overall is going to be starting at each position, which kind of sucks because it does end up putting like Eddie Jackson in the slot, but it's better than having the 64 overall player that I just created, being in the slot. So that is a big thing. So go back to edit rosters real quick. Another thing somebody's been asking is, are you basing numbers off a combine? I'm going to explain this in a way that I've thought about it for years now. The combine is not the only test of somebody's athleticism. Just because you test well at the combine doesn't mean you're a great athlete on the football field. You can have great straight line speed, you can have great top end, but once you put those shoulder pads on, you're an 89 speed in Madden because you can't fucking run downfield as fast as you could with, because these dudes are training for the 40-yard dash. It's not like they just like leave college, head to the combine, get tested at where they're at, and then that's where they are. No, from the time the college college football playoffs are over, or the bowl games are over, or if they don't even participate in the bowl games, those guys are more than likely training from then to the combine on those specific drills, on 3-cone, on the 40, on the shuttle, on bench press, just everything. They're training on that stuff, so their numbers are going to be inflated a little bit. So not everything's going to be based off the combine, and I want to, specifically address that, is that the combine is not 100% accurate. It's just not. You can put up godly numbers at the combine. That doesn't mean you're going to be a great athlete in the NFL. Next thing of business is getting numbers correct on players. I'm going through and slowly getting those done. I have the Bears and a couple other random teams done, Panthers, stuff like that. But I am going to be getting some of that stuff done as well. That's probably my next big step, is getting that done. Basically, since the rookies are done. The rookies are basically done. Free agency is basically caught up. A lot of stuff is caught up. So I will be focusing on getting jersey numbers correct and moving positions around a little bit. But here's one question that I was getting as well, is like, hey, this team switched from a 3-4 to a 4-3. Why aren't you moving it? Because in Madden 23, unless you control that team, they will play as their old scheme. So if their coach got fired and a new coach got brought in and they're running two different schemes, if I move, those 4-3 guys into a 3-4 and, the CPU doesn't play them as a 4-3, or vice versa, whichever one I said, it will screw up the simulation. Just putting that out there. But if you control that team, be more than welcome to move guys around. It's, your roster once you download it and start playing the game. So, that's part of the reason why I'm not moving guys. I think it just makes it easier. Because there are definitely a couple teams that have a lot of D tackles and a decent amount of edges, but they don't have a whole ton of stand-up backers. So their 4-3 kind of looks weird. But that is how, they're going. I wish Madden would give me more creative control over that, but then again, if we were asking for that, I would also ask for a creative player limit being higher. And I actually started commenting on a couple people's pages, other roster creators, being like, hey, have you hit the player cap? And they're like, no, I normally only do like 4 rounds. So trying to be grateful for the 6 rounds that I give you. But I will say, I appreciate the support you guys have been showing on my page recently. It's fucking incredible. It's awesome seeing, kind words, people being like, yo, I really appreciate the content you do. I really appreciate the roster. It's awesome. I love that shit. That's fucking dope. But if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about the rest of the roster, I'm probably going to be doing a couple other videos coming out here soon, showcasing some of the rookies, showcasing some rookies on teams, stuff like that. I'm hoping to do a little bit more draft content throughout the rest of the month, and then in June and July we'll start focusing on some other stuff. Of course, the NBA stuff and the NBA 2K rosters. But with that being said, guys, if you guys enjoy this video or any other video like this here on my channel, I'd appreciate if you guys stick around and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and you guys will be notified anytime I post a new video, which is truly insane. We are on the road to monetization. It's looking pretty nice, especially after these last couple days. But with that being said, guys, I'm out. Peace.